Hey, it's Doom from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, one half of the creative team that started your favorite website in the world, dungeonswag.com, where you can get super good minis for super cheap delivered to your home or business or place of pleasure. So we are painting. I gave this about 8 minutes to dry because I'm impatient because we got paint night in half an hour, not even. So what I want to do is I'm going to start with this Admiral Blue. I got a little bit of water in here. And we're just gonna, I know this is not my normal brush that I use, because if the paint's a little wet, my concern is that it will ruin that junky brush I always use to base coat everything. So this is like a brush that was used for something else, and we're just gonna, getting all the cracks with this one. This is a lot harder to do it with. I did not think ahead. Okay. Getting in all the cracks the best I can with this big, thick, nasty brush. I think some of the bristles were already stuck together, and that's how it became a candidate. It is not coating very evenly either. Alright, need some more paint. Get the brush a little bit wet and mix that up. There we go. Alright. Oh, I didn't even talk about colors. So, for the water, or the liquid coming out, I think we're going to do a, like a greenish. So I was going to step this building down from blue. And you can just pretend it's dirty water or whatever you want for your finished product if you're following along with me. If you're doing your own thing, which is what I really would love to see you guys do, is make your own project. Just, steal maybe some ideas or some inspiration from this and do your own stuff. Post it in the comments and stuff so I can get an idea of what everybody's working on. That would be ideal. That's what I would really like to see, is people doing their own thing. Because you can do this step by step, and that's awesome. I encourage you to try it once this way, my easy, super quick way, and then I'd like to see you go back and do it nicely. And when I say nicely, I mean, measuring and all the stuff I'll never do, because I know some of you guys don't have 100 kids and a job like mine that takes a lot of your time. I know some of you guys have a little more free time, so I'd love to see what you could do making a little crazy pump building like this real quick. Or not real quick, but, with some effort. I'd love to see that. That would be ideal. Not everybody in the world has to squeeze their crafting in about an hour a day like I usually do, so I'd like to see somebody who really puts some effort in and make a better version of this stuff. And I'm sure if I searched YouTube, if I had time to be hanging out on YouTube all day, I could probably find somebody that has, because I'll tell you what, there are some super talented crafters out there. I can name a couple. The Clamupian, I think his name is. He's old school. He is awesome. Mel the Terrain Tutor. That dude's pretty good. I mean, they're not quick, easy projects like this, though. These are, like, more involved. There's this one guy called Real Terrain Hobbies, I think his name is. And, there's just a bunch. I can't even name them all. There's Jeremy from Black Magic Craft, and he's pretty good, man. He puts a lot of time and money into his stuff. He's got, hot wire cutters. Well, I can't say I don't, but I don't have one like his. I have like the cheapest hot wire cutter that you hold in your hand. It's not like a table saw like his. I mean, his stuff is gangster. I know I'm missing a ton of good crafters. There's Erythrian Crafts. I might try to look some of these dudes up when I get a free day. I think I'm only working a part day. No, I'm not even working Sunday. I'm helping my mom do something. So I'll try some free time Sunday. I'll try to look up some of these really good crafters so you can see like what good crafters are doing and not what, what I'm doing. All right, so there's that. We need to hit this with a hairdryer. There we go. Look at that. It's darkening up just the way we wanted it. So as per usual, it's not completely dry. If you're wondering how I prime this stuff as fast as I do, so a lot of this stuff is either hollow on the bottom or I poke a hole in it, and I just get like a stick and I glue it on the inside, and I use this stick for a lot. I have a couple other ones that I just grab, and that way I can like hold it away from my body, and I have a box over there where I paint, and it's, I got some ventilation, and I just hit stuff real quick, and then the ventilation also helps kind of dry the clear coat real quick. We got a stubborn spot right here. We're going to get this brush and kind of move that around so it dries faster. There we go. All right. Let's see if you guys can see what we're working on. All right, so we've done this before. Now we're going to switch to cardboard. We're going to get, where's that brush? Oh, yeah. We're going to get the pink and purple Omega brush. We're going to get some of this Award Blue, which is like a next step down from that Admiral Blue we were using. And again, this is not real dry brushing. This is like, we're getting some of it off, but we're actually trying to somewhat paint this thing, all right? So we just want to kind of, and we don't care if it, bleeds and catches some of the wet. We kind of want that to happen. It'll blend a little bit and disappear into it, the paint job, and it'll look better for it, I think, because our goal is not to make this perfect. Our goal is to make this a line of sight or elevation or interest for our tabletop. Our goal is not to make the most beautiful product on Earth, the planet. Well, yours might be, and again, when I say our goal, when I'm talking about this stuff, I'm usually talking specifically about my goal. So this pipe, we're probably going to paint that a different color, right? Because we're going to want to show that that's a pipe. So we might come back and do that, we might not. We'll see. I'm getting up there in time. Okay, so the majority of this building has been lightened up. We got to hit the top and the back yet. And again, when I'm talking about using the back for something else, so nothing fancy on here. Maybe you could make a little poster and put it there. I don't know. But just get that on here. Get rid of our excess paint so we don't waste it. Okay, we're looking pretty blue right now. We're going to hit this with the dryer again one time real quick just to soak up any wetness. We definitely pulled up some wetness from the sides. We got some paint over here. We'll clean that up real quick so it doesn't interfere with what we're doing. And I've used this before, but we'll use it again because there's no problem with using this stuff again. It's not going to hurt anything, I promise. Well, I don't promise because I can't guarantee that. It's a little bit wet. Let's find another light blue. Here we go. This is tropical blue. It's not that much darker than that was. Alright, we've been through this before. +5 brush of sparkles. Yet another Dollar Tree investment. We left a little too much on there. And we're going to see that the most on the top here. Next time we pass it around, we're going to lighten that up a little bit. Alright, we're just picking out. I think we could even go like one shade lighter and pick out a little bit more with something else here and make it look a little better. So I'm going to see what else I got over there, which is, there's probably 50 to 75 paints over there. So when I say I act like we can't find something, we can. Alright, I'm going to grab something a little lighter. I got this China Blue. I think we used that on another project recently. That's alright though. You're allowed to use the same colors more than once. I could have went to a gray, I suppose, but it's really not what I wanted to get. Oh, way too much on there still. Even rubbed it on pants and didn't get enough off. That's alright. That's alright. It'd be okay. And now I warn you, if you hear sirens, something must be going on, because I just looked outside from where we're painting right here, and I see the cop cars chilling. So if there are sirens, it is probably a domestic or something, because I live in a decentish neighborhood that there's not a lot of drugs and shooting that I'm aware of. Alright, so we got our basics there. Now we're going to paint this pipe, and we're going to paint our sludge. We're going to paint our window. We're going to use this, actually, we're going to use this China Blue for that window while we're here. Okay. Flat brush. I can paint inside there. No, I don't have one clean. Alright, so I'm going to come inside here. We're going to try to workhorse as much as we can on a big brush and then come back with something smaller to fill the gaps. Okay, we half butted that window. And if we're not happy with that, with how that went, we can steal a little bit of this blue and a little bit of that and mix them together and just kind of clean up the overpaint. If you're not happy with the overpaint, if you're like me and it's not a big deal, you can leave it. Now we got to paint this pipe. So we're going to get this one workhorse brush we always use. And we're going to look for some copper. I know I have something coppery. Look at that, we got some copper right there. Antique copper. Nice. Okay. Now there are some things we didn't do that we probably should have done. Like we probably should have wrapped a banding around this pipe to cover up the little bit of a seam that's on the cardboard tube. That could have helped our cause. We could have made some pieces running down the length of the pipe, like supports or something maybe. Even though this is not a particularly large pipe, but that's just stuff we could have done. We didn't, and we find ourselves here where we are. when you're painting this, more so the sides to the bottom, getting in there good. Because chances of anybody seeing up there in that little crevice are pretty slim, right? And we're going to paint around the ledge. You look at it from the top, get an idea where we're at. All right. See, we got some splatter there. That's okay. Just leave it. It's decorative splatter. We're going to dry this off. We could do a second coat right there, but we're not going to need to. We're going to hit these studs with something silvery. Looks like I got some gunmetal gray right here that was laying out from yesterday. Not laying out, but in the front. Shouldn't say laying out. That would be a lie. I'm going to do this. Grab these, these rivets. Now this gunmetal is really crappy. This is that folk art, and this is not like your premier good stuff. This is kind of garbage. All right, we're going to take that brush we used to do the copper back. That's my kind of like crafting workhorse. We're going to do that green slime, and we're going to do a couple different things with that. So we're going to get this marsh green, and we're going to paint this bowl in here. Oh, that is really dry. Hold on, let me find a different green. All right, we got Kelly green. Let's see how that looks. All right, cool. Nice, nice. We're going to paint our slime with it first. It's okay if we go over a little bit on the sides, right? We know that. We're going to paint this back part here. A bigger brush would probably be better here. If we get some on the inside rim of the water catcher here, it's not a biggie. It's not hurting anything. Okay. This is... Got a little blue in that, that's okay. We're going to dry that with the hair dryer. We're going to move on. Now my rinse water for these cheap brushes, I keep my rinse water soapy. So I have like a bottle of Dawn here, and I just put a couple drops in my water when I'm filling it up, and it puts some suds in there, and it actually helps with these cheap brushes, getting some of the paint out of them when you shake it in there. But I will tell you, after the camera goes off and I'm done, what I tend to do is take all my brushes in the sink, even these crappy ones that, any brushes I use while we're doing this, and I get them and do that. So this is palm leaf green, I guess. It's a lighter green than that last one, and this one's kind of wet. So we're going to come back. Ooh, that's a lot. Damn it. Well, that's getting tossed. So, excuse my French, I said a bad word. Alright. Looks like we're about done here. There's a lot of things you could do. You could really make this into something spectacular, like I said. And I'd love to see some of you guys do that. In the spirit of healthy competition, though, I don't want everybody running their mouth about how much worse or better they did. I don't know if you guys want to compete to do better than me or worse than me. I think worse than me, you might have run for your money. I already kind of nailed that. So there's some air bubbles in here and stuff, and I don't know how that's going to turn out when it dries. But I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to clear coat for you guys tonight because I want you to, I want to let that go. I want it to naturally dry, not with a hair dryer. So this is the basic gist. You know how they look when they're clear coated. It kind of takes away some of the different color variation and smooths it out some, and it gives it a little bit of a protective coating. Again, you don't need a bunch of protective coating on this cardboard anyways, but if you remember when we started, this was just a strawberry Pop-Tart box, the unfrosted kind, because my family, we torture ourselves and eat unfrosted Pop-Tarts. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing evening.